This video is a 300-mile review and battle of the Asics Metaspeed Sky, the Asics Novablast 2, and the Nike Invincible Run. I have put 307 miles on the Asics Metaspeed Sky. I have put 327 miles in the Novablast 2, and I have put 310 miles in the Nike Invincible Run. Now let's battle them to the death. Dramatic. Actually, first, let me differentiate 300-mile reviews from 50 or 100-mile reviews. The 50-mile review, which some shoe tubers do, that's almost like taking a shoe on a first date. Please don't make this awkward. This is when she looks the best. This is when she presents her best attributes. You're excited. You really want this to work out. You spent a lot of money on this. We're officially awkward. 50-mile reviews are generally pretty positive. If you have a problem with the shoe within 50 miles, that's a big red flag. You should send it back. You have to go back, Kate. Now, the 100-mile review is a little more common. I do those as well. With the 100-mile review, it's almost like you're dating now. You've really gotten to know each other. Don't say it. In the biblical sense. Inside those 100 miles, you will have tested all of the runs multiple times, long runs, tempo runs, daily miles. You will know and appreciate some of the nuance of the shoe, and you will also be irked by some of the character defects. With the 300-mile review, we are now living together. The 300-mile review is all about the durability. Will it last? Is the spark still there? Did she quit showering as frequently as she used to? Did he quit going to the gym, and did he gain 15 pounds because now he's in a secure relationship? So in this review, we are not looking for the best shoe of the three, generally speaking. We are looking for the best shoe at 300 miles. Which shoe is the most marriage material? So we're gonna look at the uppers, the midsoles, the outsoles. We're gonna look at the ride to see if it's changed. And at the end of that, I'll pick one shoe. And my rating scales, generally speaking, 1, 2, 3, 3 being great, 2 being average, 1 being red flag. Here we go. Uppers. I like my 300-mile uppers like I like my chai. Dirty? Filthy. So you can see with the Novablast 2, this jacquard mesh holding up very nicely, but it attracts the dirt. It is a very, very filthy shoe. The upper for the Metaspeed Sky held up very nicely, not as dirty. The laces are very frail. I was worried about them when I first got them, but they've held up nicely. Metaspeed Sky upper, 3 out of 3. For the Nike Invincible Run, this upper is as bad as it gets. I bought a second pair because I love the ride of the shoe, and it actually split the upper from the midsole. It's just really cheap. It wears around. It's super filthy. This thing sucks. Nike Invincible upper, 1 out of 3. Big red flag. She doesn't hydrate and she sleeps 5 hours a night. The outsole for the Novablast 2, you can see there's just a little bit wear here where I generally get some wear on my shoes. There's a little bit of wear right here, but after 300 miles, this shoe is holding up stellar. The outsole for the Novablast 2, I'm gonna give a 3 out of 3. For the Asics Metaspeed Sky outsole, we see some wear here on the bottom where I generally get some of that wear. The forefoot held up very nicely though, where it matters the most when you grip. So I'm gonna give the Asics Metaspeed Sky a 2 out of 3. Now down here, I heard they also fixed that on the Metaspeed Sky Plus, which I haven't tried, but I would love to. Asics, if you want to send it to me. Slide into those DMs, baby. The Nike Invincible Run outsole, we take a look. I get a flat tire in both shoes. I feel this shoe in the landing, whenever I land, it forces me onto the outer edge a little bit more than other shoes do. There's plenty of coverage, but I don't really get to use all of that. I land mostly here where I need it the most. So the top is falling off. The bottom is getting quite naked. Also, this is not a shoe I would take home to my mother and father. This is a Tinder shoe, or Grinder, if you're into that. It's definitely not an eHarmony shoe. eHarmony? What is this, 2008? All right, midsole for the Novablast 2. There's 2 things I want to say about this shoe. One, I went on a long run, 23 miles a couple of weeks ago. After I hit 300 miles, it performed sparkingly tremendous, choice, A+, premium, all the above. Secondly, the midsole foam has transformed over time. When I first got it, it was very bouncy and I enjoyed it up at like marathon pace. And over the 300 miles, it's really softened just a bit. It's been muted just a little bit. So now it's best, I think, at recovery runs. I'm gonna say Novablast 2, 3 out of 3. For the Metaspeed Sky midsole, this plate is the most rigid plate I have ever ran in. There is no spoon. There is no spoon. The rocker in this thing still rocks. Yeah, good one, Dad. And the foam in the back still actually has a lot of give to it. So this shoe at 300 miles performs for me like it did at 75 miles. I am definitely giving the Metaspeed Sky a 3 out of 3 for the midsole. All right, midsole for the Nike Invincible Run. I know I've been hard on the shoe, but there's just so much ZoomX foam. The ride still feels really good. I have seen shoe reviews for this shoe at like 1,000 miles. And I would walk 500 miles and I would walk. Nope. Listen, the ride is there, but it is falling apart. Maybe I don't know how to run. I'm not a big man, but I know what running is. I am going to say a 3 out of 3. All right, now if I had to pick one shoe, definitely not the Invincible Run. Toxic, swipe left, bipolar. Andrew? Mental health jokes aren't funny. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You can continue. Okay, so the shoe that I would pick is, hold on, please let them know God gave us free will, so you can or you cannot like and subscribe. We will not judge, we do not judge, God will, sinner. But okay, what I think he means is that by liking or subscribing to the channel, it's like giving us a clap or holding up a poster while we're running a marathon. Appreciate the support. Anyways, the #1 shoe that I would pick after 300 miles is the Asics Metaspeed Sky, and for 2 reasons. 1, it slays the competition, and 2, because of the versatility. I love this shoe. I love this shoe at super high speeds, 5K, 10K. The more force that I put into this rigid plate, I still get that energy back. I think the shoe would be great for bigger runners. Also, with the rocker geometry as well, like when I hit a marathon pace, I'm just sort of locked into that, so I still can use it for marathon pace efforts. Now, my absolute favorite run to take this shoe on are steezy runs. These are steady, easy runs put together. Steezy, for me, that pace is like 7:50 or like 8 minutes a mile. And the reason why is because it really locks me into that pace, especially like a medium long run where I'm gonna be out there for a while, because my mind is just going. Next thing I know, I look down and I've fallen off pace. But with this shoe, I don't. All right, now another reason why I'm picking the Metaspeed Sky as the winner of this shoe battle is because it slays the competition. I've taken the Alpha Fly to 150 miles. I've taken the Adios Pro 2 to 200 miles. And both of those shoes do not feel as fresh or frisky as they did when I first got them, whereas the Metaspeed Sky does. All right, lastly, worth noting, my runner-up is the Novablast 2. I say worth noting because I still would give it a 3 out of 3. It was a very, very close call. The reason it didn't win, the ride did transform a little bit. I feel it got soft and it will continue to slowly fade away. So the Novablast 1, I took that shoe to about 350 miles, and then the Novablast 2, I have a feeling will probably end somewhere around the same. I don't know, but I plan on taking it to the ends of the earth, and then I will let you know. You mean we. I'm sorry, we will let you know. The royal we. Hey guys, I just wanted to send a special thank you to all of the subscribers. We just crossed the 1,200 subscriber threshold. I've had the channel for a while. It was talking head into my phone about Maffetone stuff with like no edits, but about 6 months ago after the Chicago Marathon, I bought some cameras, I took the plunge, and I started making weekly videos with a full-time job and 3 kids and still running and training for races. So it requires a lot, and I appreciate you guys coming along. My wife makes some pretty kick-ass thumbnails. Thank you to my wife. And thank you to all of you who watch. Stay tuned, we got a lot of stuff coming up. I've made some decisions about the Buffalo Marathon that are certainly very decision-y decisions, and I don't know if I'm gonna share that with you or if I'm just gonna surprise you after the race. Thanks for watching, guys.